Hey guys, what's up? It's Ashton and I'm back to give you guys another video. In this video, I'm going to talk about the most underrated team in the league right now and why, if they do a couple of trades and signings that I do, they can contend and maybe even beat Golden State. I know it sounds surprising, but let me explain. The Toronto Raptors are the most underrated team in the league, and I'll explain why. For starters, last season they were the first seed in the East, and I know they got swept by LeBron in the playoffs, but it's LeBron, and LeBron is the kryptonite to the Toronto Raptors. But why I think this year they can do a lot more damage. For starters, they fired Dwayne Casey, which was stupidity. I don't even know what I was for. I'm just going to say that. That was stupidity. Now, what I'm going to say is, people have been saying, should they break it up and start a rebuild or trade one of their stars? That's not the case. They do have to trade one of their stars, but not for assets. That's not the case. Let me explain the case. As you guys all know, free agency has begun, and most of the great players and the good players are out. But there's one good player who's still there. Well, there's a couple, but the best is Clint Capella. Clint Capella and the Houston Rockets are in a difference of $40 million, the different contracts. Clint Capella wants more. So that's gonna. I doubt he's gonna sign with Houston for $40 million less than what he wants. If it was like 5 or 10, then okay. Now I don't know if Toronto Raptors does not have the cap space to sign his contract that he wants, and that's because Kyle Lowry has a very expensive contract. So let's think, what can we do with this? Now, 2 days ago, I saw that Toronto Raptors are a dark horse to land Kawhi Leonard. That sounds interesting. So here's what we're going to do. If Toronto wants to beat Golden State, which I think they can, they got to do this. You trade Kyle Lowry, 2 first-round picks, a bench player or 2, and whatever else, Kawhi Leonard. This way, you give away a lot. You know, you're giving away a lot by getting Kawhi Leonard, and you get rid of Kyle Lowry's expensive contract. They might even have to throw, as long as DeRozan stays on the team, you can throw in more assets. But you should leave Serge Ibaka or Jonas Valanciunas, and I'll explain why in a minute. So now we have Kawhi Leonard on the team. Now I know people fans say to me, you always give these unreasonable trades. That's not an unreasonable trade. Toronto can do this. I doubt they will, because he said the only team he will consider committing to continue after he becomes a free agent next season is Philadelphia. He did not say anything about Toronto, but again, only 2 days ago they showed buzz that they might sign him. So now we have Kawhi Leonard. So the starting lineup would be Fred VanVleet, DeMar DeRozan, Kawhi Leonard, and we have Serge Ibaka, Jonas Valanciunas. Now we have the cap space to sign Clint Capella. Let's sign him. So now we have Jonas Valanciunas coming off the bench. Now the one thing Toronto does not need is a bench. They have the best bench in the league. Even though we are giving Fred VanVleet a starting position, even though he's supposed to be a 6th man, but he's going to be in the starting lineup. So what we're going to do here is we're going to trade Serge Ibaka or Jonas Valanciunas and a first-round pick or a second-round pick, I don't know, for Carmelo Anthony, or sign him if he's bought out. Whatever we can to get Carmelo Anthony. Now we have a team that's solid. Now we have, now from talking about the Toronto Raptors got swept by LeBron, we have Fred VanVleet, DeMar DeRozan, Kawhi Leonard, Carmelo Anthony, Clint Capella, with either Jonas Valanciunas or Serge Ibaka coming off the bench. Now, they have the bench, but let's see what else we can do. I think a solid player that is still in free agency and we can sign him for very cheap is Michael Beasley. I know people might think I'm joking. The guy put up 13 points last season. He doesn't do as much locker room problems as he used to do. So he's a great signing. He'll probably take like $2.5 million minimum veteran. So he's not a lot of money, and he's a solid presence off the bench. Now, I know there's also other players who can go. Nick Young is still there. Marcus Smart, even though he'll take probably too much money. So this is, now, the only issue with this is Kawhi Leonard's on his last year. I don't know when DeRozan finishes his contract, but it should be soon because his contract isn't that expensive. So here we have it. This is what I like to call it the Houston Rockets. Last year, one chance. It's 1 year. You get the championship. Kawhi will probably stay, and DeRozan will stay when he's a free agent. But if you don't win, then it's going to probably break up. We'll see. Now, let me just explain why I really like this team. This team has bench. This team has defense. This team has offense. This team has everything you need. Even though they'll probably not be top five defensive team in the league like they were last year because of Melo. But maybe they'll even maybe they won't because Melo is not a good defender. But maybe they'll be the first because they have Clint Capella and Kawhi Leonard. So so you're getting better defense. You're getting offense from Carmelo. You're getting offense from Clint. You're getting offense from Kawhi. This is everything you need. Plus, you can get offense from Michael Beasley, who will give you like 10 points off the bench. Now, the big issue is the point guard. I don't think Fred VanVleet is extremely overrated. He should not have even been the top 3 candidate for Sixth Man of the Year, but he was, and I don't think he can run the team. Now, I don't see any other trades where they can get a solid point guard because teams aren't just giving out solid point guards. Maybe you should have signed Dante Exum, who I think is very solid. I don't even know, which kind of good point guards are still there. Or maybe you can trade for Lonzo Ball. Give like a first-round pick and an asset. Now, I know I've been giving out our first-round picks like they're water. But again, we can always trade to get first-round picks back. Let's say it doesn't work, so we trade DeRozan for like 3 first-round picks. Or if we win the championship, who cares how many first-round picks we have? Anyways, this is why I think they're the most underrated team if they do what I said. I think all I said here is reasonable, and I think they have a chance to do it. I haven't seen their new coach, but I think if he works correctly, this team can beat the championship. Thank you.
76-67, DeRozan attacking. DeMar, double clutch.
Passionate supporter. Sometimes when I walk through the back hallways, Masai tells me to get back on defense. Out that program as well as Fitz here. Just trying to take it to that next level.
So Joe missing. DeRozan quickly ahead. Siakam cut off by Joe. DeRozan a three. Connection.
That's right.
There's a soul and spirit down there, as you know. On the inside, Siakam. Here's Purple. 100, outscored by 7 in the third. Starting it off with a turnover here. You must avoid that. Ariza plus the foul.
Remember, one of the strengths of the second unit, obviously, is their defense. They got to dig in defensively. Chris Paul.
For Mike D'Antoni, and the Houston Rockets or Raptors have won 6 in a row. Here's CJ drifting pressure. Great job. Leads to a turnover. Lead pass. Siakam now spinning at the rim. Congratulations. That was just outstanding for them both. And there's
VanVleet, Mr. Fourth Quarter for the Toronto Raptors, doing it defensively and on offense.
And that one rattles to the table. What a night for him. 25 points, 6 of 8 from 3. Powell. Wake Forest. VanVleet. He's going to fire the three, and it's gone. VanVleet on the inside. 13 of 14. 2 best teams since February 1st. Lead tonight. 1 of 4 from 3-point range. Harden attacking right to the Murray defender. And they're trying to avoid and-one situations. You could tell that. VanVleet on the inside. Again, you have to make shots. As Grace is
absolutely. Like I said, Matty, I can't envision his Raptors team without him on the floor.
How about one and done? Lowry with a rebound. That's his third.
Notice Powell had his hands back so he doesn't get baited into a foul.
8 points tonight for Kyle. 9-point lead. Gordon now attacking. Shot. Pulls it back out. He's got Capella on him. Stutter step. In traffic, JV, what a ball,
but making plays for his teammates.
Winning plays. Harden, good.
Doesn't
and VanVleet right there. Pushes off with the right, pushes off with the left. Step back, 3, and we're tied. DeRozan now taking him into the post. Makes a move, fading, triangle, 3-point line. Paul, dribble drive, the help comes, Capella denied. 10.7 to go. Ariza finds Gordon. Gordon, the quick 3, and it's good. To Joe Johnson. Here's Ariza. Harden fires it, and the streak is over.